Ari, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, shalom, Aki.
Yeah, thanks for joining. I know it's still very early over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Hope you are enjoying the Shabbat.
Yeah, I just lie down. I still not feeling so good.
All right. I will continue to keep you strong.
Yeah, Aki.
Yeah,
Eh,
and give you more strength.
Huh?
I said Yahweh will continue to keep you strong and strengthen you and give you strength.
Thanks, Aki. Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm going to share the link now, the link to the group so that others will join us.
All right, Aki.
Yeah. I will share the link to the group so that they can join us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Shalom Maki.
Yeah. Shalom.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I know they
Ah,
say you don't join already. I still go to share link to you to your DM.
no, it's okay. It wasn't good. Say, I don't know. I can't see it on my TikTok. This live, this thing. I can't see it again. Like there's this
What?
button that they use for live.
Yes, it's supposed to be showing yes. TikTok, sure. I don't know what they are doing anyway, but they have been acting. I'm noticing some fast play from them, right?
Yeah,
I noticed that all the channels that are speaking about YAHUAH and stuff,
yeah, yeah.
their views have reduced, and they are no longer pushing their content.
You see,
Even
the thing is that TikTok, ever since it was bought by Oracle, you see, these people, these Luciferians, they know that TikTok is a platform that they are using to basically promote a lot of, if it's Instagram and Facebook, they will heavily moderate it. But TikTok is still like more free. You can say what you want to say on TikTok and nobody will like punish you.
Yeah.
But ever since it got acquired by Oracle, now they've been heavily moderating it. Before, while it was just a Chinese company, they did not. Yes, the Chinese did not really care. If you are saying YAHUAH, if you are saying YAHUSHA, they really do not care. In fact, to them, it's like as if they are getting more money from it. But when it entered into the hands of the Americans and the Europeans, they've been heavily suppressing the truth.
Exactly. That's true.
Is
one thing is that whether they like it or not, the truth must go forth. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? Whether they like it or not, the truth of YAHUAH must go forth. I mean, it's not even only TikTok. I mean, YouTube, Facebook is even worse. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, like so normal, so normal video that it has nothing. It's just about history and YAHUAH. Most of them have been removed. Some of them they make it very difficult for somebody to find the video.
That's what happens when these channels, like when the medium of exchange, we're still living in an Edomite system. So Esau is not that he's waging war against the children of Jacob, but he's also waging war against YAHUAH. So he will not allow any message of YAHUAH to be shared. He wants everybody to join in his destruction.
To stay in darkness, so that way he can deceive them and get what I'm saying, and so that they will join in the rebellion against YAHUAH.
Yes.
And be destroyed.
Yes. That's it.
And no matter how he tried, as long as we are breathing oxygen and as long as YAHUAH is the Most High Creator, the message must go forth. That is what I know. That's what I have in mind. You see, because let's go back to history, right? During the time of the Roman Empire, when after Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Death and resurrection of HaMashiach, you see how the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all religious hierarchy in Yashar were trying to stop the early apostles and early disciples and believer of Yahusha from spreading the Besorah. But you see, even as that, they grow, they continue to multiply because the more they persecute them, the more they travel, the more the message was spreading, right? So you get what I'm saying? And come to think of it, imagine how Roman Empire was very wicked and very I'm looking for the crew at that time, and yet the Besorah was preached, and people and the whole they teach people Torah. They even get to some Asian countries as we know today, like the Philippines and stuff. So, regardless of now that technology is even so no matter what they are doing, no matter how they try, they can never suppress the truth of YAHUAH from spreading. Can never, never. They only try. They might try. They will make it difficult, right? But for the message not to go forth, that will never happen. All right. So I think we should
start.
Yes, we should start. Others will join us later.
All right. Heavenly Father, YAHUAH, we say thank you for today. We thank you for another Shabbat meeting. Thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your message. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. Be that exalted, O YAHUAH, in Yahushua's mighty name. Father, as we are going to speak about your words. Yahuwah, take absolute control, be with us, guide us. And Yahuwah, bless the vessel that is going to speak your words and grant him wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And at the end of it all, let your name be glorified and let us be worthy to be partakers of your kingdom. For in Yahushua's mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
To piggyback on what we were saying earlier, Shalama, you see, these people, it's not just the Edomites alone, the nations, they have decided, it is that they are in confederacy with Edom. They are trying to remove the name of, they thought they succeeded when they removed the name of YAHUAH.
YAHUAH, exactly, yeah.
Until YAHUAH brought it back and realized that
exactly.
I am not dead. Yes.
Yeah.
And so they are trying to, they know that they cannot remove his name. So what they are doing now, they are trying to wage war against his people, wage war against him, in order to set up their own kingdom. What's going on is the Tower of Babel happening all over again. And the reason why all these things are happening is because they don't revere
Shelly
Yahuwah.
Wells, thanks for joining us. Okay, Shelly Wells, you just joined and continue.
Yeah, they don't revere Yahuwah. They don't honor Yahuwah. Even amongst our people, many of our people, they want to do their own thing until they realize it's too late.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
The reason why the world is in an upside down state is because people do not revere, honor Yahuwah. Yeah, hold on. Let me quickly go to today's topic. Yeah, today's topic is revere Yahuwah. That's today's topic. And we are going to be reading from Deuteronomy 6. Oh, okay. So, are we with our Bibles?
Yes.
All right. All right. Let's go. And this is the commands and the laws and the right ruling.
Is it Deuteronomy 6 from
the beginning? Devarim 6, Deuteronomy 6.
Okay. Wait.
Welcome, Yahuwah's bride. Welcome.
Oh yeah.
All right, and this is the
first column of Yahuwah's bride.
Okay, and this is the commands and the laws and the right rulings which Yahuwah your ALAHIM has commanded to teach you to do in the land which you are passing over to possess, so that you revere Yahuwah your ALAHIM to guard all his laws and his commands which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, that your days may be prolonged. And you shall hear, O Yasharel, and shall guard to do, that it might be well with you, and that you increase greatly, as Yahuwah ALAHIM of your fathers has spoken to you, a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Yasharel, Yahuwah ALAHIM, Yahuwah is one. You shall love Yahuwah with all your ALAHIM, with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your might. These are the words which I am commanding to you, and shall be today. These words which I'm commanding to you shall be in your hearts, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak to them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. Hold on, I'm coming. I shall bind them as a sign of your hand and they shall be as frontlet between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorstep of your house and on your gates. And it shall be when YAHUAH your ALAHIM brings you into the land which he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Jacob, to give to you great and good cities which you did not build, and houses filled with all kinds of good which you did not fill, and wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive tree which you did not plant, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Be on guard lest you forget YAHUAH, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. Revere YAHUAH your ALAHIM, and serve him, and swear by his name. Do not go after other mighty ones, the mighty ones of the people who are around you. For YAHUAH your ALAHIM is a jealous ALUAH in your midst, lest the displeasure of YAHUAH your ALAHIM burn against you. Then he shall destroy you from the face of the earth. Do not try YAHUAH your ALAHIM as you tried him in Massah. Diligently guard the commands of YAHUAH. Let me just put some of this down as key points. Alright. Diligently guard the commands of YAHUAH your ALAHIM, and his witnesses and his laws, which he has commanded you. And you shall do what is right and what is good in the eyes of YAHUAH, that he might be well with you, and you shall go in and possess the good land of which YAHUAH swore to your fathers, to drive out all the enemies from before you, as YAHUAH has spoken. Hold on. As YAHUAH has spoken. When your son asks you in times to come, saying, what is the meaning of this, of the witnesses and the laws and the right ruling which YAHUAH your ALAHIM has commanded you? You shall say to your son, we are slaves of Pharaoh in Mitzrayim, and YAHUAH brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand, and YAHUAH sent signs and wonders, great and grievous, upon Mitzrayim, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household, before our eyes. And he brought us out from there to bring us in, to give us the land of which he swore to our fathers. And YAHUAH commanded us to do all these laws, to revere YAHUAH our ALAHIM for our good always, to keep us alive as it is today. And it is righteousness for us when we guard to do all these commands before YAHUAH ALAHIM, as he has commanded us.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So we see this, that YAHUAH basically has commanded the children of Yasharel that they should honor him, they should revere him with all they have. At this point, I think verse 5 and verse 6, it says that you shall love YAHUAH your ALAHIM with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your might. And Yahushua even said that this is the greatest command, one of the greatest commands that one of the greatest commands in scripture that hangs all the laws and the prophets. But we live in a world where the knowledge of YAHUAH, like, it has been taken from us, yes, but is being reflected to us at our face. Like, many people carry their Bibles, and they see all these things, but their actions does not reflect that they actually serve YAHUAH, that they actually honor him, that they actually want to keep his words. That's why you see so many of these people, they've attached themselves to the systems of this world. I was just watching something with my brother just recently now, and I was just seeing how so many of our people, they will willingly give their money to a scammer that will fraud them of millions and millions of dollars, than for them to actually give that money to the poor, the needy, and people who actually are in need of it. But that's just one case example. There are also so many things that we can talk about. We can go on it on and on and on. But the thing is that many of our people, have chosen religion. They've chosen to follow after the ALAHIM of other gods through religion, the religion of their oppressors, rather than to follow ALAHIM, YAHUAH ELOHAYKA. Rather than following YAHUAH ELOHAYKA, they've decided to follow the religion of the other gods. I remember YAHUAH said in verse chapter 13, from 13 to 15, verse 13 to 15, says, Revere YAHUAH your ALAHIM, and serve him and swear by his name. Do not go after other mighty ones, and the mighty ones of the people who are all around you. For YAHUAH your ALAHIM is a jealous ALUAH in your midst, lest the displeasure of YAHUAH your ALAHIM burn against you. Then he shall destroy you from the face of the earth. YAHUAH has strict, when I said YAHUAH has strict, what is this called? That's strict measures, like when it comes to the children of Yasharel. He has like a different level of standard when it comes to the children of Yasharel. YAHUAH doesn't really care about the other nations. Yes, the other nations can grab themselves into Yasharel. True. But YAHUAH has strict, like both natural world branch. He has strict measures for them. He wants them to actually follow after his ways, his laws, his statutes, and command. And if we look at the reason why the world is the state it is in, is because people do not have reverence nor honor for YAHUAH. Our people, Yasharel, not just Yasharel alone, but the people of the world, they have no reverence, no love, no respect for Yasharel. For YAHUAH, sorry. Let's go and say Yasharel. For YAHUAH, they don't want to keep his commands. They don't want to keep their laws, his laws. They keep the tradition of men. They persecute the holy people because they speak the truth. They try their possible best to remove, to show you just how much they disrespect YAHUAH. They even removed his name from every conceivable what they call it, from history, like from the Torah, from the Bible. They removed his name from the Bible. It's just recently now that YAHUAH is raising up people to remember his name, to restore his name back to the children of Yasharel, and also to the Gentiles that will be grafted in or are grafted in. But still, even with all this that we're talking about, there are still many that still do not have any love or respect for YAHUAH. Many people love money more than they love YAHUAH. Many people love sex more than they love YAHUAH. Many people love their family more than they love YAHUAH. And if you love all these things and you don't have honor for YAHUAH, you don't love YAHUAH, then all these things will end up betraying you. All these things will end up in vain. All these things, they are in vain actually, because money can grow wings and fly away. At the end of your love for women will still be some men's end. Some men, like, there are many great men that have been killed because of their lust. And if to say it's family can betray you. So, but the only person who cannot betray you, who doesn't have any like iota of turning away from you completely, in the exception that you rebel against him, you don't want to do his will, you don't want to do his way, you don't care about him. Many people love their careers more than they love YAHUAH. If the system of the world was to collapse, all these things, at the end of it all, would mean nothing. It would just be like Monopoly. At the end of the day, the game will be over. Everybody will become bankrupt. Everybody will become insolvent, right? It's only those who have spiritual maturity and spiritual growth that will be able to stand in the day of YAHUAH. And those who follow after righteousness, those are the ones that will stand and they will thrive and they will prosper in the day of YAHUAH. So, let's continue. The strong concordance of reverence, H3372, which means Yahweh in the Hebrew word, is a Hebrew verb means to fear, to revere, or to stand in awe. It is used frequently in the Old Testament, particularly in phrases like fear of YAHUAH, indicating deep respect and worship rather than terror. So, to revere actually means to honor, to worship. That's what it means to revere. To revere YAHUAH means to worship YAHUAH, to give praises to him, to honor him with your lips, to honor him with words, to honor him in thoughts, and to honor him in deed. Sorry, my church is doing some more. So many people, the ways we honor YAHUAH is that we honor him in thoughts. Like, do we think about him constantly? Do we think about his word? Do we think about his Torah? Do we meditate on the things that are written in scriptures and ask him for knowledge? We can also honor him in words. You sing praises to him, you palau to him, you preach his word day in, day out. You message, you speak to people about him. You do not hide his name from people. You glorify him through what you say and like through the simplicity of your words, as well as the speaking the truth, and as well as being quiet, as well as being wise with your speech. And also, indeed, that's your action. Are you actively keeping the Torah? Are you for keeping the Besorah? Are you doing? Are you actually developing patience through faith? Do you actually want to do you actually study his word day in, day out? Now, I want to ask a question. So, amongst these three, people of YAHUAH, amongst these three that I've just stated here, in the way we honor YAHUAH, which one do you think Christianity actually practice? Like most Christians, which one do you think they practice the most? Yeah, Shabbat Shalom, my YAHUAH Johnson. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I want to ask a question. The question I have is this. Amongst these three ways we can honor YAHUAH, in deed, in thoughts, and your audio, we can't hear you.
Oh, I was saying Shabbat Shalom to somebody that joined us. Thank you for joining us.
So amongst these three ways we can honor YAHUAH, in words, in thoughts, and in deed, which one do you think the world actually does? I mean, Christianity, like which one does Christianity actually practice? Like which one does it practice the most? I want to hear your thoughts, each and every one of you.
Okay. Yahweh's bride say a word. Oh, wait, I've not invited Yahweh's bride in. Yeah, none of them.
To me, na word though. The only word for mouth they do am. Only talk.
No, if it is word, right, that means they keep the word of Yahuwah, or they do it, right? So it's not they like not none of it, none of the three.
Yeah, actually, that that Ali and my YAHUAH Johnson too is actually correct. You see,
Yeah.
if to say they were keeping it in word, right?
Yeah.
You also need to consider the pastors. Look at what they teach. Like if you look at the things they teach in many of the churches, you realize that none of them are scriptural, and they use the power of suggestion. They use word spells, and YAHUAH has told us in his Torah that we should not practice divination, or we should not practice divination. We should not consult spiritists and mediums. Let's go to Deuteronomy 13 from verse 1 to 5. Because we are just going in word now.
Yeah.
And it says, please, are you guys there? Deuteronomy 13 from verse 1 to 5.
Where's my Bible? Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, continue.
So it says, when there arises amongst you a Nabim or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder shall come true, of which he spoke to you, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that Nabim or dreamer of dreams, for YAHUAH your ALAHIM is trying you to know whether you love YAHUAH your ALAHIM with all your heart, with all your being. Walk after YAHUAH your ALAHIM, revere him, and guard his commandments. Look, here's what he says. Walk after YAHUAH your ALAHIM and revere him. You see, we are still coming back to reverence, and guard his commandments and obey his voice and serve him and cling to him. And that Nabim or dreamer of dream is put to death because he has spoken apostasy. Apostasy against who? Against YAHUAH, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim and redeemed you from the house of bondage, to make you stray from the way in which YAHUAH your ALAHIM has commanded you to walk. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. You see? So many of the things, this basically invalidates that statement where they said that, they honor him with words. Many of the things that YAHUAH just broken it down for. He said that don't follow after what this, if it's not written in the word, if it's not part of Torah, don't follow it. They are leading you astray from the way. So, but we see so many of these practices going on in so many churches today, unfortunately. Where somebody will say, like what you said in our Bible meeting, where he said eisegesis and exegesis, where they've taught the people to, the people to preach, like to read the Bible to suit their own narrative.
Yes.
Basically, main character syndrome. And many people,
exactly,
our people, they are proud and they are arrogant. So they would rather much like if it suits their heart, if it suits their desires, they will follow it.
Yes.
If you tell them the truth that what you are doing is wrong and it's not scriptural, now all of a sudden they have an issue with you. And another thing is that, still coming back to this church issue, right? There's slowly but surely, they are literally introducing practices of the occult into the so-called body. It's not even the body of Mashiach, anyways. The things that these people, when YAHUAH said, he says, when a Nabim, right, when there is amongst you a Nabim or a dreamer of dreams, listen, and he shall give you a sign and wonder. Sign and wonder, but he did not specify who gave him that sign and wonder.
Exactly, yeah.
He said that if there's anybody that come and say they have a dream, I had a dream that something happened when we're doing this impartation service, I had a vision from, they will say they have a vision from the Lord, which we all know is Baal. They have a vision from the Lord that they saw this, they saw that, I saw that God is taking you higher, God is calling you into ministry. And you are like, okay, but what does Torah says? It says if there's anybody that comes, that a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, that is saying that, oh, he has a sign for you. Oh, God told him this, God told him that the Lord told him this, right? And it's sad because one thing is that devil too, he gives people vision, especially those that, work for him, that they are workers of Hashatan. He gives lying signs and wonders to keep people, in the dark and away from. And he also blesses people. I also said something. He blesses people. You might not necessarily work for it, but because you are ignorant of the word, you are ignorant of Torah, you are ignorant of scriptures, it will bless you to prove a point to those who actually follow Torah that, look, these people are ignorant, but yet they are still blessed. Or it might allow a dream to come true, or a vision to come true, or a prophecy to come true. That's why you see some people, they will come out and they will say, oh, they prophesied that so and so happened. And to come true, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are a servant of Yahuwah. Doesn't necessarily mean, because you have to watch their fruits. And there are some that they will say these things and it will not even come true at all. So those ones, you already know that these ones, they are fakes already. Like these are, you don't give before I used to give these people benefit of the doubt, but the more I started to study Torah, the more I started to study scripture, I started to realize that many of these people, they prophesy this prophecy and they don't come to pass. But there are those that they prophesy prophecies and it actually comes. And their prophecy is usually mostly, if you notice, Shalaman, their prophecy mostly is centered around the things of this world.
About money and who will win the next election and who
Not necessarily that. Not necessarily that. It might just be prosperity, career, or even world events. Yes. Even world events. But there ain't really much prophecy about the kingdom of Yahuwah, the coming kingdom, the promise of the kingdom, how it's going to be like. There isn't really much prophecy concerning that, because the goal of Ashatan, yes, he can give people, he can empower people with prophecies and messages. But guess what, Shalama? Those people, the goal of those people is to lead the masses away from Yahuwah, to lead them away from the way. That's why in the book of 3 Mekabayan, he said that I will raise up sorcerers, and I'll raise up sorcerers who shall lull and deceive them, and draw them from the way of truth.
Sorry, what book is that?
Yeah, 3 Mekabayan. It's one of all these lost books of the Bible, where it's Christopher Glenn, as there's a video of it in Christopher Glenn's and this thing. So
no, I've not read it.
Yeah, I just listened to the audio message. It's not like I read it. So you can go and check it out though. Let me even write it down.
Right, so I'll check it out, because that's exactly what Yahuwah is doing, right? He actually allowing sorcerers. So now, so the people you actually have on pulpit are actually sorcerers and magicians and
yes. The things that Hashatan has empowered these people to do this. That's why you see, sometimes they give their own confessions, but people don't listen very well. They will tell you, that they slept near a grave. They went to one place, to one mountain, and they fasted for 40 days. You would think that's normal. People will go there and they will try that same thing, but they will end up dying. You think that's the thing. A lot of people don't really expect what these people say. And the things that they are evils is one thing if they say this thing. The things that their evils rub off on those people, on their congregation. Their witchcraft rub, yes. Lip worship, yes, lip worship.
Yeah, lip
They are
worship, yeah, was right, yes.
they are evil, but the thing is that even lip worship, like with Yasharel, you know their lip worship was mostly hypocrisy. But with this one is
Yeah.
ignorance. It's ignorance. It's ignorance and rebel. Like, yes, Yasharel too rebel, but their own lip service was that, yes, they would not say anything bad against their neighbors. They will not do anything evil against their neighbors. You know, they will even be going to the temple to serve YAHUAH, right? But their actions would say otherwise. So like I was saying, these people, they tell you who they are and who they serve, but the thing is that people don't notice this. People don't expect this. And this is the thing about all these occultic people. You know, this show don't tell. You know, this show, they used to show these things in movies, but people don't pay attention. This show don't tell mentality. I can show you these things, but I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I can only show it to you, but I can't tell you. And that's the thing the occult people do. And this is why you see them, they are gaining power, they are gaining momentum. Because many of our people they don't know the truth. And even those that try to know even those that know the truth, you know, they are hiding the truth from those that, you know, they are hiding the truth and they are feeding other people rubbish.
Yeah.
So that's one part. The second part is towards like what Adaeze said, you know, lip service. That
one is
they would
heavy.
say one thing. Yes, that one is very popular.
Heavy.
They will say they love God. They will say that they are donating so and so money to God, right? But if you look at their actions, look at the way they do things, you realize that, or the way they speak. If you look at the way they speak, you realize that these people, they are just deceiving themselves. Now, for the second part, which is in thoughts, that's where we know that, you know, a lot of Christians, at least with words, you know, they can mask it. But in thoughts, in thoughts and in deed. In thoughts, yeah, in actions, in deed, they can mask it too. But eventually it will be, they would basically be exposed for it. But in thought is where they can't hide from YAHUAH. Because many of these people, their thoughts are towards evil. The heart of man is desperately wicked. YAHUAH searches the heart of man. He knows the heart of man. He knows how wicked it is. So if you do not have the renewed mind, if you don't have a renewed mind, it's just like you calling yourself a follower. It's just like you calling yourself a follower of the way, but you are seeking to do harm to someone that offended you like 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or it's just like someone it's just like a hypocrite. It's just like someone that, you know, sees himself in the mirror, but he doesn't pay too much attention to it. That's how it is. They will tell, and it's just like someone that has a bad, like they are a tree, they are a very big tree, but their fruits are bad. Their fruits are very, very bad. Case example, you see so many classism that happen in this country, right? And if you look at the vast majority of people in the South, you see them, they are The vast majority of people in the
Exactly.
South are Christians. The vast
Exactly.
majority of people in the South are Christians, right? But if you see the amount of classism that goes on and the amount of evil that goes on, even amongst fellow so-called tribesmen, even amongst so-called fellow Christians, you can have a Christian that would say that, oh, I love God, I follow God and stuff, right? But he has envy in his heart. And not the kind of envy of, oh, okay, this person is doing well, but I know that Yahuwah is going to bless me. It's hard for me. I'm smarter and doing than that, like that. But I know that it's not by my power, right? And that Yahuwah is going to help me in like whatever I'm going through. Is this kind of envy of, ah, I am I'm smarter than this person now. I'm more wiser than I know more things than this person. Why is this person doing this thing? Why is this person like this? And they allow that hatred, they allow that envy to fester. That envy now becomes hatred. And that hatred now leads to murder because of the things of this world. Because of the things that would later on perish. I remember my boss was telling me something at the office. He said that he usually do consulting. Apart from the fact that he works at the office I'm working in, he usually do consulting, right? And and they used to pay him like millions of naira. So, but the staff that is there, they used to pay them chicken change, and he will just go spend like 1 or 2 hours and he will leave that place. And then the staff are like, why is it this guy earning more money than us? And he's working less. And these are staff that they've been there for like 4 to 5, 6 years in a particular company. Their situation have not changed, right? And he said that he could see, like anytime he comes to the office, you could see the hatred in their eyes. And that's my boss. So that's someone that is in the world, like he could see the hatred in their eyes. The like to the point where he feels like as if they are planning for him, specifically for him. That is how that's just envy. That's just like one part of the story. There are also so many people that they go to churches but they are into witchcraft. They don't believe. One of my friends, he said that his own mother, like she used to go to all these churches before, right? Like before she died, he used to go to like church, but underneath she used to go to all these shrines. Like she'll be going to church during the day, Sunday and stuff, but underneath during the week she used to go to shrine. She did that until she died.
Church self na shrine na. Church self is a shrine.
Yeah, well, it is. It is I mean all those traditional shrines. It is actually, all those churches to their shrines. And also, if we look at it in a broader, at the broader world, look at what's happening in the world. There's chaos. People are saying peace, but there's chaos because the thought of men is to destroy others, is to destroy people. That's the thought of men, is to destroy people, is to kill people, is to try and milk the world of everything that it has. Is to try and oppress the weak, oppress the innocent, destroy the weak. But these are the same people that you will see them on TV. They'll tell you they go to church, and you see them in all these church places, right? We know that many of these churches, like in the US, they are Bule, like they are Bule members. So of course they are part of the Black Bule and the Freemason. So those ones we don't need to refer to them. But you see them that they will be like presidents, that they will not be going to church, they will not be speaking and all these things. And I say God is here, God is with us, blah 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 blah, and all those things like that. They say all these things, right? But they are still the same people that they will still write policies, enacting policy. They not even enacting policies. They will even one signature like this. They will bomb like several places in the Middle East. And that just goes to show you that many people don't revere Yahuwah in their thoughts. Because if they revere Yahuwah in their thoughts, their thoughts will be the love for they have for their fellow brethren, the love they have for another of Yasharel. They won't these systems that we are currently struggling with in this country, in this world, in this country. Let's use this country. I don't want to use the world. Whatever the world, they can sort out their own issue. But in this country, whatever issues they have can be dealt with easily if we had good thoughts, if we have reverence for Yahuwah. As you know, they say that there's something they used to say. You see, in Yoruba, they say, yeah. Let me translate it to English. They say you are saying that another person is doing us, but which we are also doing ourselves. And that's the thing. If you say another person is doing you, but you are also doing for someone else, you're also being cruel to someone else. If somebody else is cruel to you and you're also cruel to is cruel to you, and you're also cruel to someone else that might even be as innocent as that might you are not no that person is not innocent. That might be innocent, but you are cruel to that person. Then what's the point? What's the point in you complaining? You are also doing something evil, but because someone is doing evil to you, you are not thinking that you should be free, while the person that you are destroying, whose life you are destroying, should not. Yahuwah said it, do not overcome evil with evil, but overcome evil with good. All right. So indeed, that one is very, very, very obvious. People reject Torah. I even used to see some videos of some of our people, gullible people. They'll be tearing Bible. I used to see some videos of be saying that Bible na scam. Some people they twist scriptures to their own destruction. They'll be saying that, oh, you don't need to keep the law, and the people will now engage in lawlessness. And these three things, they work together. Yes, they really do work together. These three things, they work together. If you honor Yahuwah with your words, you honor Yahuwah with your deeds, you honor Yahuwah with your thoughts. If you honor Yahuwah with your words, you will honor him with your deeds, and you also honor him with your thoughts. Because your thoughts will be all. If you honor Yahuwah with your thoughts will be towards him. Will always be towards him. Will always be towards what he says. What does he requires me to do? What does Yahuwah want me to do? What will Yahusha want me to do? What will Yahusha do? So that means that it will be easy for you to honor Yahuwah in your actions. That means you keep the Torah, you keep his commands, you guard the Torah, you walk in the Besorah. You would keep keep the festive laws, keep the dietary laws. What else? Or some other miscellaneous laws, you keep them, or you try to keep them. You keep the Shabbat day holy to the best of your abilities, and you won't say evil things to your neighbor. You won't speak false witness. You won't be a false witness to your neighbor. You won't be speaking lie. You won't be gossiping. You won't be causing strife and division. You won't be doing any of those things. All right. So, let me go into the notes. There are three ways to honor Yahuwah: in words, in thought, and in deed. In words, through what we say to others, how we keep the truth in our tongues, in gentleness of speech, and in delivering the word to others. In thoughts, Wait, okay, I have another question. One more question. Um, which which one do you think is the most important in the three of them? Do we reverence Yahuwah in words? Do we reverence Yahuwah in thoughts? Or do we reverence Yahuwah in actions? Okay. Shalama. Yeah. So Ari said that she wants to come back in.
Bro, me, I would go say that. I would go say that I don't think any is higher than the other because once you start scaling them, like weighing them on a scale to see which one is bigger or better than the other, that's crazy. Because at the end of the day, they work together. They work together to achieve a better the purpose for which it's set for, which is making us better and making us our father's children. So both our words, our deeds, and our actions has to be in alignment. I don't think that it's possible for somebody because in that there's this word that says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth to speak. So our thoughts, like in our head, right, is what will come out of our mouth, which is like in form of words. And in what we're thinking, is what we act on. So I don't think there is anyone that is bigger than the other one. I think that they are all equal and they are all working together. And like they're just literally working together. They're the same. They are all the same to me because at the end of the day, too, right? It is the same thing that your thoughts lead to what you say, which are the words, right? And then the words leads to what you act on. So both thoughts, words, action, they are the same thing. They work in alignment with themselves. There is no one is baseless. They are all working together. I don't think any is bigger than the other.
Yes, that's true. And that's even the answer I was even looking for. Because not no they all Yahuwah said, I think it's in the book of Isaiah that they honor, like Yasharel, when I was talking about Yasharel, he said that they honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. And Yahuwah has basically made us to know that we need to keep all these three, not just one and say, I know Yahuwah. Yes, you know Yahuwah, but do you keep his word? Does your action reflect that you actually know him? Do you actually keep him in your mind? Because if we look at the Dabarim, what we saw here in the book of Dabarim, it says that we should keep his word, like to show you how Yahuwah, like how serious Yahuwah took this law. He said that you shall impress them on your children. That means you will teach them to your children. You will teach them to your children. You will speak of them when you sit in your house. So even while in your house, you will keep reminding yourself and teaching yourself the right rulings, the laws, and the commands of Yahuwah, what he has stated for you to do. That's how you show that you love him. And he said when you walk by your way. So that means every aspect of your life, you must be doing it. You must be remembering the laws of Yahuwah and the good things that he has done, the testimony that he has given to us, to each and every one of us personally. When I was talking about this, now let's use historical context. If we use the historical context, that will mean that he was talking about when he delivered the children of Yasharel from the land of Mitzrayim into the good land that he's giving them, right? But if you look at it from the literal context, you realize that you think about, like, you is talking about the testimony that he has given to you when you, like ever since you knew him and ever since you've desired to know him, the testimonies and the stories and the things that he has done for you, you impress them to show your honor and your love for him. And that's how you continue to keep His laws, His statutes, and His commandments. His laws, His statutes, and His commandments. And that's how we revere Yahuwah. We revere Him by consistently doing